Hey, I think I'm live. That's cool. Hello, you beautiful people. If I know the background looks different, normally I'm outside, but I am sitting as close as I can to the trusty, very dusty Wi-Fi router. Um, yeah, it's been a crazy week. A lot has gone on. Actually, it's doing this loading thing. It might not even be. I think I just reconnected. It might not. Yeah, it's the time went backwards, so I think it restarted and reconnected. Anyway, um, yeah, so I'm inside sitting as close to the Wi-Fi router as I possibly can, hoping that this will go through. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's been a crazy few days. Essentially, what happened was I'm not really sure why it never happens, at least in my area, or at least not very often. The time that I've been here, this is the first time that we've really had a problem with it. But essentially, a main Wi-Fi line went out, so they've been working on fixing it over what seems to be a few days. It must have been like a really big problem that they've been working on, or they've just been working on it really slowly. I'm not sure, but essentially, a whole region of Peru, the whole region of at least the area that I'm in, has had very slow, very non-useful Wi-Fi. So basically, it's created a lot of problems for a lot of people nearby. And my Wi-Fi went out completely, I guess, at the exact same time. I'm not sure why that happened as well. Very divine intervention-y. Maybe something happened with the same line where mine is connected, but essentially my Wi-Fi my Wi-Fi went completely out and I had zero Wi-Fi, but the rest of the area was having very, very slow Wi-Fi, which appeared to be no Wi-Fi, but they did have internet connection. So essentially, I reached out to the people and I told them I had no internet, and they're like, yeah, that no one has internet. We're working on fixing a line. And essentially, long story short, I reached out to them a couple of times. They were kind of confirming that the line was down, but what they didn't know or didn't look into is that my line to my personal abode was also down. So I had no Wi-Fi on top of it being everyone else having really slow Wi-Fi. So I was down for the count for a few days. I'm finally back up and online, which is cool because I get to get on and talk with you guys and do these lives again. Otherwise, I'm preparing to go to the US and get my phone so I can do the lives the way that I like to. But otherwise, it's been maintaining thus far. But it was kind of cool. I hadn't posted anything on Monday or Tuesday because I didn't have Wi-Fi. So I plan to post Monday and or Friday and get back on the same schedule, just having skipped Monday, I guess, because that's how that ended up working out. But it was kind of cool to see that I didn't post anything on Monday and I still continued to gain subscribers and likes and watch time and everything. So just kind of goes to show the power of YouTube and how it kind of keeps working. Otherwise, this weekend I am running my first mastermind, which anyone who is interested, it's not going to be the kind of mastermind that I wanted. I ended up joining a group, and then that group, the person who was running the mastermind, kind of took a step back right as I was about to start going to masterminds. So I guess I have kind of taken charge, and I'm kind of leading the charge on those masterminds, and I'm going to be running those. So it will be fun. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do for the masterminds. I've been running private and group integration for a while, so I'm probably gonna call on that experience. Yeah, I've been doing that for like 3 or 4 years now, and then I've done private integration for even longer than that, probably doubly so, double the amount. Um, and yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like what exactly I'm gonna do because it's different with like integration. People are really focusing on their mindsets, what they're gonna be doing, how they're gonna adjust to life, how they're going to be comfortable in the life that they have with the new knowledge that they've gained from either their practices or their psychedelic encounters. Um, but with the YouTube mastermind stuff, I'm a bit confused where to go because usually with the integration stuff, I try to take a what can I teach you approach, not necessarily me, but what can I say that will open up something in your mind where you'll teach yourself is what I should have said. Um, and it's like a very spiritual approach of like, here's a story, how does it connect to things? And then I do a lot more stuff, but these group of people, although some of them probably are self-diagnosed spiritual, um, these group of people I'm not expecting to be spiritual. So I don't know how that's going to come across. I also don't know how a traditional mastermind for this sort of thing is meant to be run. I have a few ideas on how I'm going to go about it, but like, yeah, I just don't know because the fact of the matter is I'm not a YouTube guru. I don't really know much about. I'm learning as I go along, and I think there's a lot of value in that. That all of this knowledge that I have about YouTube is my own growing, and my own knowledge that's growing, and it's amassed to me 600 subscribers at this point, which I appreciate each and every one of you for being one of those subscribers. But yeah, it's been a process that I've been learning from as I've gone along, and I'm really trying to figure out how exactly I'm going to utilize that experience because there are people that are going to be coming to this mastermind. And I don't think subscriber count is a good measure of how successful someone is on YouTube in every way. I think the subscriber count and the watch time is a culmination of every single possible aspect of a YouTube channel. But I don't think that it's the end all be all of success on YouTube. So I'm not saying that I'm not qualified to run this class because I do have things to teach, whether it's about YouTube or about life or about discipline or about whatever, confidence. But yeah, it's just I'm kind of in this weird spot. I'm having a little bit of a I don't think anyone expects me to be the one that has all the answers because I don't think though that's the point of the mastermind. We're coming together and trying to figure out those answers together. So I don't think anyone expects me to have those answers, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed and impostery because I don't have those answers and I'm in charge of this group. So although those people aren't necessarily coming to me for answers, I don't necessarily feel as though I am worthy, if that's the right word, to be running it. But I'm excited to run it nonetheless because I do think I want to do this because I want to learn more about YouTube myself. I know there are things that I definitely have been meaning to improve upon, and I've been making excuses on why I haven't, one of which being my phone being gone. Now it is significantly harder to record videos with my phone gone, but nonetheless, like there are excuses that I've been making and things like that. So I'm not really 100% certain what I'm gonna do on that. Otherwise, kind of check in with the old noggin up here. Mental health wise, I've kind of been bouncing back and forth. I wouldn't say that I've gotten any a lot better, but I wouldn't say that I've gotten worse either. I would say that I've improved, which is a win. But it's kind of a daily struggle, and I'll kick myself for stuff like I want to put more effort into my YouTube videos, um, but I'll just kind of get this. I'll just feel overwhelmed by the prospect sometimes, and I don't do it. Um, so Monday, for example, like when the Wi-Fi wasn't out, I hadn't even I'm sorry, when the Wi-Fi was out, I wasn't even recording yet. I was just like usually I record the day of, but the Wi-Fi wasn't out, or the day of, the day before that. But the Wi-Fi was out, so I kind of was using that as an excuse to not record, um, when I shouldn't have done that. So I kind of get down on my self for about stuff like that. The fact of the matter is I wouldn't have been able to post it anyway. Now it would have been nice to be ahead for Friday and have a post pre-made to post, but that wasn't the case, and that's okay. So, but yeah, there are some things that are on my list that I really, really want to do, but I'm kind of trying to be with recommendation for everyone around me, kind of be gentle with myself. So it's kind of interesting that I'm trying to be gentle and take things as they go, but also I'm taking on the additional responsibility of running a YouTube mastermind. Now it's only an hour. I think I'm going to do maybe once a month. We'll see. Maybe I'll do twice a month. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we're figuring it out. I think it's the angle when I am talking, like, to my computer. but, like, my throat hurts more from talking when I do the lives on the computer, I've noticed, and also I'm yawning more. I think it's the angle of, like, trying to project my voice, but also being like, the angle of the camera. Because if I'm down here, if I relax a bit, I don't know. But, yeah, I still feel, like, a tightness in anyway, you guys don't care about that. So, yeah, that's kinda the things going on. I am going to another town nearby for someone's birthday tomorrow, which I'm excited about. Um, just to kinda, like I'm not excited about the traveling. Honestly, the same thing kind of it's interesting. When I lived in New Hampshire for a period of time, the grocery store was like an hour it was at least an hour round trip, usually more. Usually it was an hour 45 round trip is really what you were looking at, um, to go to the closest grocery store that wasn't like a Tractor Supply. Um, just I was kinda out in the boonies. So, when I was in New Hampshire and going out to go to the grocery store there, it was very much like I was set up, I was ready, I just mentally prepared myself for the hour and a half trip, and it was no problem. I did it, I would say, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, which is a pretty normal American grocery store schedule, unless you live, like, right next door and you can pick your stuff up as you go. But here, to get the food, it's or to go to another town, it's not really that far, but I just find myself not like, it seems like so much more of a daunting task, and it's not just me. It's not like me feeling depressed and it's daunting wanting to go in, although that is an impacting like factor. But there are other people around me that are talking about the same experience. So it's really interesting. Like in New York, the same thing happened where going to like Costco, which was like 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away, somewhere in between there, seemed like such an ordeal. And in New Hampshire, going an hour and 45 minutes, I guess 50 minutes each way, didn't feel like that much of an ordeal. It's really interesting how the, like, place has an impact on how you feel about distances, about how you feel about getting things done, your work ethic, your social ethic. Um, yeah, it's like it's really interesting how it kind of comes together like that. But anyway, I can see that my Wi-Fi is kind of struggling, and I'm also feeling low energy today. So I'm gonna do 12 minutes that I've done. I also did another piece, which I don't think it's gonna connect because it cut out. That would have made this, I think, 15 minutes long or so. But I appreciate you guys. I love talking to you every time. I'm gonna go rest up. Hopefully, they said the Wi-Fi should be fully fixed tomorrow, so I'll be able to actually put some effort and upload some videos, but I'll see you soon. Talk to you soon, guys.